Imagine a country where freedom seems boundless, a place where controversial topics that divide opinions worldwide are treated with remarkable ease. In the Netherlands, you'll find one of the most progressive societies on the planet, where the legalization of marijuana, same-sex marriage, and even euthanasia are part of everyday life. But not everything is as perfect as it seems. Behind this facade of modernity and acceptance, the Netherlands faces serious challenges, such as growing inequality, debates over immigration, and the struggle to balance traditions with its forward-thinking stance. How did this small country become a global symbol of freedom? And what secrets and contradictions lie beneath the waters of its iconic canals? Get ready for a fascinating journey through a nation that both inspires and challenges the world, exploring the highs and lows of one of Europe's most intriguing destinations. The Netherlands, officially known as the Kingdom of the Netherlands, is a country located in northwestern Europe, covering an area of about 41,543 square kilometers. Small in size but immense in influence, it borders Germany to the east, Belgium to the south, and the North Sea to the north and west. The name Netherlands, meaning Low Countries, is no coincidence. About 26% of its territory lies below sea level, and nearly half is less than 1 meter above it. This unique geographic factor has forced the Dutch to develop a genuine battle against water. They have constructed one of the most sophisticated systems of dikes and dams in the world, including the renowned Delta Works project, considered one of humanity's greatest engineering achievements. Without these structures, much of the country would simply vanish beneath the waves. The capital, Amsterdam, is one of the world's most famous cities, celebrated for its canals, bicycles, and liberal spirit. However, it's important to note that the government and monarchy are based in The Hague, the nation's political center. With a population of approximately 17.5 million people, the Netherlands is one of the most densely populated countries in Europe. In addition to Amsterdam and The Hague, key cities include Rotterdam, home to Europe's largest port, and Utrecht, a significant cultural and educational hub. The Netherlands has a temperate maritime climate, meaning relatively mild winters with average temperatures between 2 degrees Celsius and 6 degrees Celsius, and cool summers, with averages ranging from 17 degrees Celsius to 20 degrees Celsius. However, the country is known for its strong winds and frequent rain, so an umbrella is a must-have for any visitor. Beyond its cities, the country is famed for its picturesque landscapes. The tulip fields that bloom in spring are a unique spectacle, and the windmills, such as those in Kinderdijk, are iconic symbols of the Dutch fight against water and a cultural landmark. Yet, behind the beauty of its geography and its success in controlling the sea, the Netherlands faces constant threats from climate change. Rising sea levels are a real concern, and the country invests billions in innovations to stay protected. Now that we've set the scene, it's time to explore how this land became so fascinating over the centuries. Shall we dive into its history? The history of the Netherlands is filled with conquests, challenges, and transformations that have shaped the country as we know it today. It began with the Germanic tribes that inhabited the region in ancient times. Later, the area was conquered by the Romans, who brought infrastructure and connected it to the vast Roman Empire. With the fall of Rome, the region came under the rule of various medieval kingdoms until, in the 16th century, it became part of the powerful Spanish Empire. During this period, the Dutch began their fight for independence, motivated by resistance to religious oppression and the heavy taxes imposed by Spain. The 80 Years' War, 1568 to 1648, was the conflict that led to the formation of the Republic of the Seven United Provinces, the precursor to the modern Netherlands. With the signing of the Treaty of Westphalia in 1648, independence was finally recognized, ushering in the Dutch Golden Age. In the 17th century, the Netherlands became one of the world's greatest maritime powers. Its commercial empire expanded to Africa, the Americas, and Asia, with the Dutch East India Company leading the trade of spices and precious goods. During this period, cities like Amsterdam thrived, and the country produced renowned artists such as Rembrandt and Vermeer, as well as advances in science and philosophy. However, prosperity did not come without controversy. The Dutch Empire also participated in the transatlantic slave trade, a dark chapter that continues to spark debates about reparations and historical acknowledgement. Over the centuries, the Netherlands experienced ups and downs. In the 19th century, it lost much of its global influence but modernized its economy and infrastructure. During World War II, the country was invaded and occupied by Nazi Germany, a period marked by devastation and suffering, particularly for the Jewish community, including in Frank, whose story continues to move the world. After the war, the Netherlands rebuilt and became a founding member of the European Union and NATO. Today, it is recognized as one of the world's most advanced and progressive nations, a pioneer in civil rights, sustainability, and quality of life. Yet, this story of transformation is also marked by contrasts. How did a country with a conservative and religious past become one of the most liberal in the world? This is a question that makes the Netherlands such a fascinating place. Now that we understand how the country arrived at this point, let's explore what the Netherlands has to offer for those who want to experience its culture and beauty up close. Let's talk about tourism. The Netherlands is one of Europe's most fascinating destinations, uniquely blending history, culture, and modernity. It's the kind of place where you can explore incredible museums in the morning, stroll through tulip fields in the afternoon, and end your day at a relaxed cafe by a canal. Amsterdam, the capital, is the starting point for most visitors. Its narrow streets, crisscrossed by canals and filled with bicycles, invite you to wander at your own pace and soak in the city's beauty. Be sure to visit the Van Gogh Museum, which houses one of the largest collections of the iconic artist's work, and the Anne Frank House, an emotional and essential site for understanding the horrors of World War II. But the Netherlands is much more than Amsterdam. Just 30 minutes by train will take you to cities like Haarlem and Utrecht, which offer historic charm with a quieter atmosphere. Another must-see is Rotterdam, known for its modern architecture and Europe's largest port. If you visit the Netherlands in spring, prepare for a visual spectacle. The tulip fields in places like Keukenhof, the world's largest flower garden, are a burst of color that attracts visitors from around the globe. For a more authentic experience, explore the rural areas around Lies, where flowers stretch as far as the eye can see. And of course, we can't forget the windmills. The village of Kinderdijk, with its 19 perfectly preserved windmills, is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and a must-visit for anyone who wants to understand how the Dutch have battled the sea for centuries. Here are a few tips for anyone planning to visit the Netherlands. The weather is quite unpredictable, so it's essential to pack for all conditions. A light jacket, an umbrella, and comfortable shoes are must-haves. The best time to visit is between April and June, when the flowers are in full bloom and the weather is more pleasant. Another important point: public transportation in the Netherlands is extremely efficient and well-connected. With an OV chip card, you can easily use trains, buses, and trams. But if you want to truly live like a local, rent a bike. The pristine bike paths and cycling culture are an integral part of the Dutch experience. However, be cautious in Amsterdam, particularly in busy tourist areas like the Red Light District and around Dam Square. While the city is generally safe, pickpockets can operate in crowded places. The Netherlands boasts one of the most advanced economies in the world, often cited as a prime example of balancing innovation, productivity, and quality of life. With an annual GDP exceeding $1 trillion, the Netherlands ranks among the top 20 largest economies globally. Despite its small territory, The country plays an outsized role in global trade, standing as one of the leading exporters of agricultural and industrial goods. Dutch agriculture is a marvel of efficiency. The country is the world's second-largest exporter of food, trailing only the United States. This is made possible by cutting-edge technologies such as heated greenhouses and sustainable farming methods. Tomatoes, bell peppers, and flowers, especially the iconic tulips, are major highlights. In addition, the port sector is vital to the economy. The port of Rotterdam, Europe's largest, connects the continent to the rest of the world, handling millions of tons of goods annually. The Netherlands is also known for its robust chemical, pharmaceutical, and technology industries, hosting giants like Philips, Heineken, and Shell. However, the cost of living in the Netherlands is relatively high. The average monthly income for a worker is around €3,000 or $3,250, but housing expenses are significant. Renting an apartment in Amsterdam can range from €1,000 to €1,800, $1,080 to $1,950, depending on the location and size. In smaller cities, rental prices drop considerably, averaging around €700 or $760. Food costs are more manageable. On average, a person spends €250 or $270 per month on groceries, while a meal at a simple restaurant costs approximately €15 or $16. Public transportation is efficient but comes with a price. A monthly pass costs around €100 or $108. The Netherlands is considered a prosperous country but faces challenges such as growing inequality in certain regions and pressure on the housing market, especially in major cities. Another pressing issue is the transition to a greener economy. Although the Netherlands is a leader in sustainability, it still relies on fossil fuels, sparking heated debates about energy and the environment. The strength of the Dutch economy lies in its adaptability. Heavy investments in technology, education, and innovation continue to position the Netherlands as one of the most competitive nations in the world. With such a dynamic economy, the Netherlands also garners attention for its controversies and intense debates. Let's delve into these topics to better understand how the country tackles its most complex challenges. Ready to dive into the more contentious issues? The Netherlands is globally renowned for its liberal and progressive spirit, but this reputation also brings challenges and contradictions that not everyone knows about. Let's start with cultural norms. The Dutch are famous for their directness. They value honesty and aren't afraid to speak their minds, even if it might come across as rude to those unaccustomed to it. Informality is also a hallmark, meaning titles and formalities are often set aside in many situations. Another interesting custom is the habit of splitting the bill, known as going Dutch. In the Netherlands, don't expect someone to cover your costs on a date or dinner. Splitting is the norm. Culturally, the Netherlands celebrates diversity. It's common to see same-sex couples holding hands, refugees building new lives, and public debates on delicate topics like drug legalization. The acceptance of practices that remain taboo in many parts of the world reflects a society that values individual freedom above all else. But not everything is so straightforward. The famous red light district in Amsterdam, a symbol of tolerance towards sex work, is also a source of controversy. The government is constantly torn between maintaining the area as a tourist attraction and restricting it due to criticisms of exploitation and human trafficking. Another contentious topic is marijuana use. Despite the country's reputation for being completely permissive, the reality is more complex. Marijuana consumption in licensed coffee shops is tolerated, but production and transportation remain illegal. This creates a paradox. The famous coffee shops must operate in a legal gray area. Immigration is another issue that divides opinion. On one hand, the Netherlands has progressive policies that welcome refugees and promote immigrant integration. On the other, the rise of far-right political parties reflects a segment of the population dissatisfied with the number of immigrants, especially during economic downturns. Regional inequality also deserves attention. While cities like Amsterdam and Rotterdam thrive, rural areas face economic and social challenges. This imbalance is a recurring theme in discussions about the country's future. Finally, the fight against climate change is one of the Netherlands' biggest battles. Despite being a pioneer in renewable energy and environmental policies, the country faces criticism for still relying on fossil fuels and having carbon emissions that exceed ideal targets. The Netherlands is a country that defies labels. Its history, culture, and progressive stance make it a global reference when it comes to freedom. But as we've seen, this freedom does not come without challenges. Controversies surrounding immigration, inequality, and sustainability show that even the most advanced nations face complex problems to solve. What makes the Netherlands so special, however, is its capacity for dialogue and innovation. This is a country unafraid to experiment, to question its own practices, and to seek creative solutions to global issues. Whether in public policy, agricultural technology, or embracing diversity, the Dutch continue to demonstrate to the world that progress is only possible when the courage to change meets respect for differences. And perhaps this is the greatest lesson the Netherlands has to offer, a balance between tradition and modernity, between individual rights and collective responsibilities. It's a reminder that freedom is not just a privilege, but an ongoing commitment to building a better future. So, if you're thinking about visiting or finding inspiration in the Netherlands, know that you'll be experiencing a country that, despite its imperfections, is a living testament to how the world can become more open, welcoming, and fair. After all, being liberal doesn't mean being free of problems. It means being willing to face them with creativity and courage. What about you? What stood out most to you about the Netherlands? Let me know in the comments, and see you at the next destination.